What if you woke up tomorrow morning and something felt wrong? Not outside. Not in the sky. Not in the streets. Everything looks normal. But when you check your phone, your bank account doesn't feel the same. The numbers are still there. Your savings haven't disappeared. Your credit cards still exist. But somehow, they mean nothing. You try to buy coffee. The cashier shakes their head. Not because you don't have money, but because money no longer works. No buying. No selling. No exchange. In that moment, something deeper than panic begins to spread. Because money was never just paper. It was trust. And that trust is gone. Money controls almost every part of modern human life. Where we live. What we eat. How safe we feel. Who we listen to. It decides who works long hours and who rests. Who worries at night and who sleeps peacefully. Entire lives are shaped around it. We wake up early for money. We move cities for money. We delay happiness for money. Money gives structure to the world. So imagine what happens when that structure collapses. Not slowly. Not over decades. But instantly. One morning, money has no value. And the world changes faster than anyone expected. In the first few hours, confusion spreads. People refresh banking apps again and again. News channels interrupt normal programming. Banks close their doors. ATMs stop working. Stock markets crash, not because prices fall, but because prices no longer mean anything. Trillions vanish on paper. But paper no longer matters. People rush to stores. Shelves empty quickly, not because of hoarding, but because fear moves faster than logic. Then something unexpected happens. Stores begin to close. Employees stop showing up. Delivery trucks remain parked. Not out of rebellion. Not out of anger. But because money was the reason they moved in the first place. Without money, the system freezes. The world doesn't explode. It pauses. By the end of the first day, silence feels heavy. Cities are still standing, but their purpose feels unclear. Office buildings are lit, but empty. Emails go unanswered. Meetings are cancelled without explanation. Because no one knows why they should continue. For the first time in centuries, humans are forced to ask a question they haven't needed to ask before. Why am I doing this? And no one has a clear answer. Very quickly, life shrinks down to its most basic form. Food. Water. Shelter. Things that were once background details become the center of attention. Luxury disappears overnight. Designer clothes lose meaning. Expensive cars become metal shells. Gold sits quietly useless. Cryptocurrency exists only as forgotten code. Money in all its forms becomes decoration. What matters now is usefulness. Can you grow food? Can you fix something broken? Can you protect others? Can you help someone survive another day? Value shifts away from numbers and moves toward action. A farmer becomes more important than a billionaire. A mechanic becomes more powerful than a banker. A nurse becomes more valuable than a celebrity. Not because society decides it, but because reality demands it. Bartering returns. Not in an organized way. In a desperate, human way. People trade what they have. Food for tools. Skills for safety. Time for trust. Conversations change. Instead of asking, "How much does it cost?" people ask, "Can you help me?" And the answer suddenly matters more than money ever did. Power begins to move. Not slowly. Abruptly. Corporations lose control because control was enforced by money. Celebrities lose influence because attention doesn't feed people. Governments struggle because authority was built on economic systems that no longer exist. Power shifts to those who can provide something real. People who can organize. People who can build. People who can protect. Leadership stops being announced and starts being earned. Respect no longer comes from wealth. It comes from usefulness. And for many, that realization is uncomfortable. Because money once hid weaknesses. Without it, people are exposed. Human behavior changes in unpredictable ways. Some people panic. They steal. They fight. They try to take control by force. Fear becomes dangerous when systems disappear. But not everyone reacts the same way. Some people adapt. Communities form naturally. Neighbors talk for the first time. People share information. They share resources. They share responsibility. Kindness becomes a form of currency. So does fear. Trust becomes valuable. Betrayal becomes unforgettable. Money once kept order because it gave people something to lose. Without it, human nature stands in the open. Unfiltered. Honest. Time begins to feel different. Without money, schedules lose meaning. No salaries. No deadlines. No monthly bills. Days are no longer measured by productivity. They are measured by survival. By cooperation. By progress that can be seen and touched. Life slows down. Not because people are lazy, but because speed was driven by profit. People talk more. Not through messages. Through faces. They think more. Not about success. About necessity. Life becomes harder. But it also becomes clearer. Stress changes shape. The pressure of money disappears. But the pressure of responsibility increases. You can't buy solutions anymore. You have to become one. This forces a kind of awareness modern humans rarely experienced. Actions matter more than intentions. Promises matter less than effort. People discover strengths they never needed before. And weaknesses they could once hide behind wealth. Eventually, a quiet realization spreads. Money never had value by itself. It only worked because everyone agreed to believe in it. The moment that belief vanished, money became paper. Digits. Symbols. Nothing more. And humanity is forced to confront a question it avoided for centuries. What actually matters when money doesn't? The answer is uncomfortable. Connection. Skill. Trust. Purpose. Things money once replaced. Things money once distracted us from. The world without money is not perfect. It is not peaceful. It is not fair. But it is honest. There is no illusion of worth. No fake success. No number that defines your value. People are seen for what they contribute, not what they own. So what if money suddenly lost all value? We would lose comfort. We would lose control. We would lose the world we built. But we might rediscover something older. Something deeper. Human connection. Real usefulness. True worth. Money built modern civilization. But without it, we might finally understand ourselves. Not as consumers. Not as workers. But as humans.